Hello everyone, I'm Brad Mithra. Welcome to the settlement phase for Lantern Year 3. This is the settlement phase after Gorm, and that was quite the Gorm fight, quite the hunt. We got 8 founding stones, well we got 6 founding stones. I brought 2 with me to the hunt, so we had a total of 8 founding stones. We had 2 on every character. That was quite unbelievable. And then on top of that, we had a lot of monster manipulation going on, where I was able to get the death blow and make sure the mood was in play. Everything went really well. We didn't exactly get the resources that we needed, but so we might not be able to make anything from all that, but we're going to attempt to. I've got everything planned out here, what we're going to do. 2 quick things. I noticed in editing, when I was doing a lot of the AI stuff, I got caught up in it. And I was just doing to make sure everything was going to plan, and I didn't really need to do a lot of that stuff. Like the final round, I didn't really need to do Cat Eye Circlet. I didn't need to do Rawhide Headband. I was just doing it to make sure, to like reconfirm everything was going on. And then also, it was pointed out that during all of this, I was playing and like I said during the hunt, I didn't want to just pull out a whole bunch of founding stones, and I didn't want to mark a whole bunch of founding stones all over the grid. I was just like, well, you know what? I have these 8 founding stones. I'll just remember that. And then right at the end of the hunt, after we got everything positioned, and I was like, man, I need to do one more damage. And then right in all that, I was like, oh yeah, I have 8 founding stones. I totally forgot about all that. And like you can see in the video, my brain shuts down and it's like, oh, well, let's rethink exactly how I'm going to handle this. I don't need to make sure we're in the right bow position. I don't need to do all this stuff. I'll just throw founding stones. And I made a mistake with shuffling of the AI deck. That was pointed out. That is a thing. Originally, I just said, well, I can't shoot, so I'll just move my bow in position. Then I'm going to get this ore vein, and that'll be it. I'll end my turn. But, that's right in that moment when I noticed the founding stones, then I recalculated everything, and I was like, oh man, I'll just set this up now. And then I headbanded when I shouldn't. So, what should happen is when the AI, you're not drawing. When you do headband or Cat Eye Circlet, you're revealing things, you don't draw. And unless you're drawing a card, that's the only way to trigger a deck reshuffle. I do know that, but I just got lost in the fact that I had 8 founding stones, which is totally rare. Another thing, which also I do know the rules, I'm just going to slightly alter them for Gorm Climate, because I have to do Gorm Climate, right? We have that on this year. So the way it works is when you have a written settlement event. Sorry, the neighbor's dog's barking. You probably can hear him. He's a big dog, Great Dane. Anyway, so the Gorm settlement event, I have to do that. And when you write a settlement event on the timeline, you treat it as a story event, meaning that what you do is you don't draw. You draw out of the deck first, and then you could get Gorm Climate, right? So Gorm Climate should be in the deck. I should shuffle, then I should draw the settlement event. And then if I happen to get Gorm Climate, it could take place, right? And then I have to add another, that you don't re-add, because you don't add 2 things of the same thing. If something gets added to the timeline and it's already there, you just don't add it. But the point is, then after shuffling, I would then have to go through the settlement event deck again and pull out Gorm Climate and then resolve it. So what I'm going to do is just do Gorm Climate now, because I already have it pulled out, because I don't want to waste much time, going through the deck, shuffling the deck and all that stuff. Then I'll put it in the deck, shuffle quick, and then I'll roll. But yes, you should always reveal the card, or do the draw from the deck first, then treat any added settlement event as it were a story event. Again, just to save time, because I'm recording this and I just don't want to have you watch me shuffle decks and stuff, I'm going to resolve the story, or the Gorm Climate first. And I know that's not how you're supposed to do it. So, let's go ahead, start the settlement phase, and wait a second for the dog to also stop barking. Okay, so I'm cutting in here. This is future me cutting in to fix the ending of the last fight. where I threw a founding stone at the Gorm and used that to cause a wound on the death blow. I can't do that because founding stones only cause wounds on critical hits. So that's a mistake. So I have everything set up for the last round here of the last fight. So we're going to do that. So let me explain. So here we are. Everything's set up exactly the same as it was. I don't know the AI cards that were left, but it won't matter. It was like Wallop and something else, but it won't matter. So how we're going to do this is, so this is the removed card, removed hit location card because it's got a permanent injury. I don't know the state of the deck, of the hit location deck, but it won't matter because if a whole bunch of stuff goes wrong, I'm just going to draw the trap anyway, and it's going to cause it to reshuffle the deck. And there was only one AI card left, and I'm going to guarantee damage that with another founding stone. So in the very last round, this is the exact setup everything was. The way the round originally went was I threw a founding stone with lightning, then I threw a founding stone with someone else, caused a death blow, got the pure bulb, and all that stuff. So what we're actually going to do is, instead of starting off by doing a surge and a cat eye circuit, because all that stuff's not necessary. I already know where the trap is. I already know I only need to cause 2 wounds. So we're left with a couple of options here as to what to do. So first here, what I can do is with the catgut bow as a 7+ accuracy. What I could do is bring that down to a 5+ accuracy and guarantee getting 1 hit. So I could throw a founding stone. I could throw the founding stone, cause the first wound off the top of this hit location deck, because the first wound does have a critical, and then try to wound with the catgut bow. Now the problem with the catgut bow is it's only got 3 strength, and flip this back over. The level 1 Gorm has toughness 8, so I'm only going to wound. I'm going to wound on a 5+, pretty much 50% chance. Alternatively, what I can do is attack with lightning with her Twilight Sword right now instead of throwing a founding stone with her. Now she's got a -1 accuracy, so she's only going to hit. She's got 3 speed, so she would have to hit all 3 hits would have to hit in order for me to trigger the trap. But what I can do is hope to hit once or twice. If I hit once, then I'm in the same position I am with throwing a founding stone than trying to hit with the bow. But if I hit twice, she's guaranteed, and only on a 1 is she not going to wound that death blow. So it's probably best to just attack with lightning and hope I miss once, because her accuracy is going to be a, was it a 1, 2, 3, 4? It's going to be a 5. 9 minus 5. It's going to bring it down to 4, so she'll be hitting on a what is it? Yeah, 9 minus 4. So 5 minus 1. She's going to be hitting on a 5+ anyway, because it's 9 minus 5 brings it to 4 minus 1. So she'll be hitting on a 5+, which is another 50% chance. So as you can see, it's the same exact outcome, except for it's more likely that I wound twice with lightning and then guarantee the wound. Well, it's not guaranteed. It's a 90% chance of wounding on the death blow. So I think I'm going to go that route. So I'm not going to throw the founding stone. I'm just going to attack twice right now, right into... She's got 9 minus 5, which is 4. Minus 1 puts her at 5 accuracy. So it's much better for me to attack right now with lightning when there's 2 wounds left and hope of me hitting twice out of the 3 times, and then needing only to not roll a 1 in order to wound both the next locations. That would be the best circumstance. And even if, let's say I miss both times with lightning, then I'm in the same position I am anyway with the archer, or with the bow. I'm in the same position of me needing to roll to hit with the bow and wound that hit location. So instead of me throwing the founding stone like I did to trigger the first one, then throw the second founding stone, I'm just going to attack now outright with lightning. So here we go. 3 speed, 5 plus. I only need 2 of them to hit. If all 3 of them hit, that's bad. If one of them hits, I'm in the same position I would have been had I thrown a Founding Stone and just attacked with the bow. So here we go. 3 speed with lightning. That's it. That's perfect. As you can see, I've also zoomed out the camera. I'll be using the new setup like this for the settlement phase. So when I edit it, but here we go. So that's going to be the 2 wounds that I need, or 2 hits that I need, and I know exactly what they're going to be. So they're going to be the one on a failure and then one on a death blow. So the Mammoth Hand is the same card that gave him a critical when I threw the Founding Stone, gave him -1 movement token, and then death blow. So we're going to do the death blow second here. So she just needs to roll anything but a 1. A 5, that's a wound. Doesn't do the critical, doesn't matter, so that's the wound. And same thing here, anything but a 1. A 5 again. So that confirms the death blow. So we do end up with the pure bulb. And as you'll see, so I'll switch back to switching back to this camera. As you'll see, I already recorded the settlement phase. Settlement phase not affected now by me not using the pure bulb. As you'll see anyway, the pure bulb, it's very limited use that you can do, or very limited things you can do with it. It's got a very specific use. So had I had it or not, I wouldn't have needed to re-record the whole settlement phase. So this settlement phase, again, that you're about to see is assuming that I still have the pure bulb, but because of the limited amount of uses that the pure bulb actually has, it wouldn't have affected anything. So this is just the settlement phase before I need to make this correction. Luckily, we still have the pure bulb, but like I said, it changes almost literally nothing. So back to the original settlement phase that was recorded. As I said, I wanted to try ways to get episodes out faster, so I tried recording back to back. Plus, I wanted to try the new camera setup, and we'll see what that's like in editing. But yep, back to the original settlement event that I recorded right after the fight. So here we go. Settlement event. I've got it all set up here. Hopefully the dog is stopped now. As I was saying last time, I got a whole new camera set up and everything. I'm going to test it out. So here you can see Gorm Climate. I can get the full view of the whole settlement event card. So less likely now that I'll keep rolling and everything will go off camera. So it doesn't look super great, but it's hard to tell. I'll have to get into the editing thing. So this is just a test. You can tell me how hard it is to see and everything. Doesn't look the best, but again, I'll have to wait and see what happens in all the editing software. So let's go ahead, resolve Gorm Climate first, then I'll put it back in the deck, then we'll shuffle. So here's Gorm Climate, and then I also have to age up 2 people, but Gorm Climate and random settlement events could kill people, returning survivors, so I'm going to age them up after all that. Again, just to save time. Age should trigger right away, but I didn't want to do aging after the showdown. I do know that the rules are being done out of order. But it is just to be done to save time and to make everything like continuous without a whole bunch of cuts, because I don't want to add cuts to things because it just looks bad. So, Gorm Climate, here we go. First roll, a 4, which would be, does the settlement have HODL? Yes, we do. So, okay, returning survivors find the settlement tormented by relentless foul weather. Add settlement event Gorm Climate to the next Lantern Year on the timeline, roll a 1d10. So this is added when I did the original Gorm story event from the book when we added them to the campaign. So that's how this got added. Again, they should be treated as a story event. Just doing it because I don't want to have to dig through the deck after I'd likely not draw it. All right, so there we go. And now we rolled a 4. Does someone have Hovel? Yes, we did end up getting Hovel from the story event. Survivors huddle inside the Razor Wind's sickening light, pummel the settlement. +2 to endeavor results at home innovations this Lantern Year. Okay. Now, like I said, normally you would draw this first, but I'm going to go ahead and add it now because it can happen again. Now I'm going to shuffle, and then we'll roll the deck to see what we actually do get for the settlement event. We don't have any story events this for Lantern Year 3, so that's good. We have the Butchers next. Then we have Hands of Heat. So go ahead, we'll roll now. 7 cards down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th card. Oh, I thought it was Gorm Climate for a second. I was like, oh my gosh, it happened. But it's not. It's Haunted. It just looks exactly like it. All right, here we go. Haunted. The survivor with the lowest hunt XP, choose in case of a tie. So we have a ton of people with no hunt experience. 8 of them, 9 of them. So we're going to just go ahead and choose. Is convinced a powerful presence is nearby. Roll 1d10. All right. So we've got Arwen here, who's got no hunt experience. Created her last settlement event. So we're going to go ahead and just nominate her because I got her survivor record sheet already out. Here we go. 8. So 8. Does the settlement have Memento Mori? No, we do not have Memento Mori. We're very early on. No, the survivor paints their body in patterns all over. Paints their blood in patterns all over the settlement. They permanently gain +2 strength, +1 accuracy, and the following ability, possessed. Cannot use weapon specialization, weapon mastery, or fighting arts. Okay, so, yep, that kind of sucks. So, possessed, abilities and impairments. Arwen is possessed. I don't know if we can ever get rid of this. She has no fighting arts. She has no weapon specialization. This is actually really good for beginning. What is it? She gains 2 strength, 1 accuracy. Oops. I wrote down the wrong one. I wrote 2 accuracy. So it's 2 strength, 1 accuracy. Yeah, she can't use weapon special. It's actually good. We don't have fist and tooth mastery yet, so it's not too bad of a time to draw that. All right, that is that. Now, so Gorm Climate, got to add that to the next year. After the Butcher, we got Gorm Climate. So that's all noted. Starting Lantern Year 3 now. So, I got everything laid out here. Now, let's go ahead and actually age up Mordor. And so, age. Here we go. So, first with Mordor, who hit age 2. Or age 1, I mean. Rolls these 2 dice. 10. Age 1. 10. Random fighting art. And then we have Cyrus, who also hit age. That's, what is that, 13, which is also a fighting art. Yeah, so we're going to draw 2 random fighting arts. So, first, Mordor. Fighting arts, here we go. You know what, I forgot to add the Gorm ones to this. That's okay. I'll get them in there next time. So, let's go ahead. We'll get the Mordor here first. That looks good. Crazed. Okay, so for Mordor, Crazed, on a perfect hit, you gain +1 insanity. Fighting art, Crazed, which is +1 insanity. A perfect hit. Okay, now for Cyrus. Just put that right back in there. Let's go ahead. Cyrus, what do you got on going on here? Okay, and Cyrus, you got that one. Mighty Strike. Unfortunate that wasn't the other way around. So, Mighty Strike for Cyrus. And Cyrus is turning out to be really good. Too bad that he's blinded and has a shattered jaw. Perfect hit, +2 strength until the end of the attack. So, what's this P hit? +2 strength. Okay. That's the end of all that. Now, let's go ahead and look at what we actually have left over from last time. So here's what I was talking about. We might not, I don't know what it is I want to make. I can't make. So here's what we got. So first off, we got the Gormery now, and we have the Gormchemist. So let's go ahead and we'll look at Gormery here. So for Gormery, Riot Mace is something I could make. I would want to. Greater Gax, another thing I would like to make. Knuckle Shield, another thing I would like to make. I can make a Greater Gax right now. We have the exact stuff we need to make one. However, that would take away from making Riot Mace and take away from making Knuckle Shield. Oh no, it wouldn't take away from making Knuckle Shield. I just wish I would have gotten Mammoth Hand to make a Knuckle Shield. That would have been awesome. Riot Mace needs the same stuff that Greater Gax does, but Greater Gax is really good. I would like to have a Reach 2 weapon, and I'm not going to go Spears again, perhaps, maybe. So, Greater Gax would be nice, because like I said, I want to change things up, and Axe would be something I could do that with. Again, Clubs would be nice, and Riot Mace is just really good, so I'd like to make Riot Mace. We can attempt to get it. So, how do I say we attempt to get it? So, we can use this Gormchemist, and we can transmute into a Gorm resource, which would allow us to maybe get the other thing we need to make the Riot Mace, or possibly get the thing we need to make the Riot Shield, or possibly also get the thing we need to special innovate to the next Gorm innovation. So with these Gorm innovations, we just added Ammonia and Negridu from that. So with Negridu, we get survival limit +1. So I'm going to mark that on the settlement sheet. So we're at survival limit 4 now. And departing survivors get +1 departing survival for Ammonia. So both those things really good. So I think we're going to try to transmute and get one of those things before we make the Greater Gax. But before all of that, we're going to innovate. So with innovations, let me clean this up a little bit. We don't need this here. So with innovations, I've got the deck right here. So to innovate, again, you just spend an endeavor, which we'll do. Spend an endeavor, and then you spend a hide, an organ. So these are just a basic monster hide, basic monster organ. And we also have a basic monster bone just left over from last time. So we'll go ahead and spend that. So we can innovate, and we'll draw from here. Now, what we're looking for when we innovate now, specifically, Lantern Oven is great, but I'm probably going to get it from Hands of Heat. So, I mean, I don't know if there's a way to not get it from Hands of Heat, and I'm going to get Hands of Heat after the Butcher. So, if I get Lantern Oven, because Lantern Oven was added via Ammonia, I think, so there's a chance I could get it now. I'm not going to take it. I don't think I'm going to go Blacksmith like before Butcher, so it's just not that necessary, and it would be a wasted innovation. The other wasted innovations that I really want Symposium. The other ones aren't wasted, but what I'm looking for is Symposium, and as well as you know what? I think I had to add an Negridu consequence to here. That I do need to do. Like I said, I didn't add the Fighting Arts from the Gorm, but I do need to add Negridu because that is what is it? Albedo, I think. Yes. So I need to add Albedo in there just to make sure that I'm getting the right randomization from this, the right percentages. So I like Symposium. That's really what I'm going for. Or Dash would be nice. I think it Paint. Encourage would also be nice. But Symposium is what I want. I mean, I'll take Family if it's there. I just don't want Lantern Oven. I hope I don't draw it. Okay. So here we go. One last, trying to do the fan shuffle, but there's Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it's drums. So we drew drums and lantern oven. This is just not going well. So we drew drums and lantern oven. Again, I don't want lantern oven because I'm going to probably get it for free. So I'm just going to take drums, I guess. So I guess we're going to get drums. Drum consequences, at least, I think is Forbidden Dance. So maybe I'll actually get it this time. Yep, drums consequence. So we had Forbidden Dance. And is there anything else? Song of the Brave. Oh, Song of the Brave would be nice. Because then I could get rid of Gorm Climate. Anything else in here? I'm just looking through. No. Heart Flute. No, that's Forbidden Dance. Okay. Okay, so there we are. Everything's in there now. So big. Such a big deck already so early on. Normally I hate that getting big and bloated, but alright. So, let's do this Gormcomist, and we're going to attempt to try to get what we need to make a shield, or to make the Riot Mace, or the Gorm Brain, and then we get Albedo. So, transmute here. Spend 2 organs and roll 1d10. Add 1d10 for each Gormkami innovation in your settlement. So we're going to be rolling 2d10. It's going to be hard to get exactly what I said here. It's going to be hard to get the Gorm resource, but, you know, add the results and gain the corresponding gear or resources. Archive 1 Gormcomist potion. Okay, so I'm just going to hope for a low roll. So we have 2 organs we're going to set aside right here. I know I should be making Monster Grease, but I'd much rather want the Knuckle Shield or Riot Mace before I could possibly lose it to Lantern Branding. Hands of Heat is not nice to me. I always lose all my settlement stuff, all my settlement resources, and losing settlement resources is really bad. Because I would lose the Pure Bowl, but on top of that I also lose Portcullis Key, so it'd be nice to not have that happen. So we're going to spend everything I had before I get to... I just hate Hands of Heat because it just always happens to me. I always lose everything. So, here we go. Rolling 2 dice, hoping to get something low. That's not low. That's a 12. So we have Healing Potion. We'll go ahead and get that. So we get a Healing Potion. I'll pull that out. But now the question is, do I just keep everything and really go for the Riot Mace? I really, really, really want Riot Mace. And if I make that Gax, I have to use the Jiggling Lard and the Dense Bone, both of which are used for making the Riot Mace. All as I needed was a Stout Kidney. All I needed to make the Riot Mace. Again, or the hand. I would have made the Knuckle Shield had I had the hand. So do I just save everything? So what don't I need? I don't really need the Dense Bone. I can't even make the dagger with the Acid Gland. I don't have Acid Glands. Dense Bone and Jiggling Lard would be very nice to have to make that. I can always get another Dense Bone actually using Nigridu. Okay, so I guess let's just go ahead and I guess we're just going to save all the Gorm stuff. It seems crazy, but I think that's just what we're going to do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's just what we're going to do. I don't really want to waste it. I'd much rather have the mace. Okay, so we're not making anything. I could get stone noses. Well, so we have an iron left plus all this stuff. So 2 meaty ribs, stout vertebrae, bone dense, or a dense bone, jiggling lard, and pure bulb. Pretty much everything we need for the riot mace, which is what I really, 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 really want. So, man, all right. Well, so it's. Yeah, so we have an iron in addition to all that stuff. Plus, from last time, we have 3 great cat bones left over because I was thinking I'd go... I was thinking maybe I would just go to fight the Gorm, get the axe, and then I'd go back to the cat, or back to the lion and get the arrow. But it looks like I'm going to go back and fight another Gorm, and then hope to make everything next lantern year. That's what it's looking like. So, I could spend the 3 cat bones and get a dense bone if I did an Negridu thing. But, let's try and actually get the new life principle then. So, let's go to the organ grinder and try to trigger intimacy. So, here we go, spending 1 endeavor. Going to augury. So no one has understanding higher than 3, so I'm not getting added +1 to anything. Let's just do this with who already has 1 understanding. Mordor has 1 understanding, so let's go ahead and do this with Mordor. So here we go. 7. He gains a survival. Okay, good. Now he's at 2 survival. This is spend the endeavor with lightning. Do this again. 5. That's another survival. So he's at 3 survival. And spending the last endeavor to hopefully do intimacy would be great. That's another survival. This is becoming a joke, really. So he's at 4 survival now. I think that's happened to me twice, where I didn't get any understanding, and I didn't get to trigger intimacy. Oh, man, what is happening with me and intimacy here? Okay. Wow. Well, I guess I could spend the meaty ribs, because I don't need the meaty ribs for anything. Yeah, so I guess I'm just going to spend these 2 meaty ribs, because I don't need them. I was really hoping to draw from the Gorm deck while I had all this stuff thinned out of it. But we're going to spend these 2 meaty ribs, which are both bone and organ. So we're just going to spend them both as organs and get 2 monster grease, just so I feel like I accomplished something this settlement event, besides getting someone possessed. Okay, so we'll just make 2 monster grease. Yeah. So, I guess we'll just save everything else. I guess I could have gotten Rhythm Chaser on somebody. It doesn't matter. So, whatever. This was a very bad settlement event. Good and bad. Good because I do have a lot of stuff to make some awesome stuff with the Gormery. Bad because I didn't get everything I needed. And then bad because I just can't trigger intimacy to save my life, apparently. So, thank you so much for watching. We're hunting a Gorm again. So, I will see you in the next Lantern Year.